We'll give you employment if you're unemployed. We'll give you welfare and security. All we want in return is all of your labor for all of your life. Didn't you read those 732 pages of the 1935 Social Security Act before you signed the application? The entire text of the contract is in writing. It's always been available. And any judge will look at you and say, "Why didn't you read the contract then?" And you might say, "Well, I didn't know anything about the Social Security Act of 1935. Nobody presented the contract to me." That's because it's called an adhesion contract. You didn't hear of adhesion contracts in public school? By the way, who operates those public schools, ladies and gentlemen? And who operates Social Security? If you knew that you were worth $435,000 over the course of your life, can you understand why government doesn't want you to understand the Social Security Act? Now, the IRS Form 1040 comes into play right along this line also, and it is in the nature of an installment note, yearly payable upon continued exercise of the franchise and its derivative of the law merchant. Among other things, this is why the IRS manual in the legal reference guide at page 58, section 11 states, quote, "In any case not provided for in this act, 26 U.S.C., the law merchant shall govern." All states have adopted this in their uniform business and commercial codes. In the UCC 1-103 of Arkansas Uniform Commercial Code, 85-1-103, Washington Revised Code 62A 1-103, every state in the Union has such a provision. The government uses the power of attorney that was granted with the signing of the Social Security contract when they seek a redress of grievance. This is revealed in 26 U.S.C. 3101A, the connecting link with Title 42, the section on the 1935 Social Security Act, Title II and Title 11. In other words, law is written line upon line, precept upon precept, here a little and there a little. It's the methodology whereby we keep you perpetually deceived because, first of all, you've never been trained in law, and secondly, those that are trained in law would have to be trained in legal research to ferret out the connecting links to tie the jurisdiction of Title 26 and the income tax to Title 42 with Social Security. The average mind simply cannot cope with such a system. 3101A of the Federal Insurance Contributions Act, called FICA, where it says, quote, "Old age, survivors, and disability insurance, in addition to other taxes." What other taxes do you think they're referring to? It's called withholding. "There is hereby imposed on the income of every individual a tax equal to the following percentages of the wages as defined in Section 3121A, received by him with respect to employment as defined in Section 3121B. Without a Social Security account, you can't pay an income tax because you're not a taxpayer. Social Security Act is the contract whereby you gave your power of attorney to the Secretary of Health, Education, and Welfare. It was under that power of attorney that you gave him the authority to tax you under the Income Tax Act of 26 U.S.C. Now, the connecting link has to do with money. It doesn't have to do with the Social Security Act of and by itself or the Income Tax Act, because there was an income tax in the United States during the Civil War. The first income tax passed in the United States was passed by New York State in 1778, a little known fact of our historical past.